Galactic Trade Station Virex-9 had one unspoken rule: respect strength. And humans? They were not considered strong. Alia Morgan, 19, Earthborn, junior logistics cadet, hurried through Cargo Bay 12 with a tablet pressed against her chest. She was 3 minutes late. 3 minutes in a station ruled by species who measured honor in seconds. 3 Varkon soldiers stood waiting. At the center was Captain Zareth, over 7 feet tall, armored in polished silver combat plating. The Varkans were famous across the outer systems for their crushing grip strength and battlefield dominance. Human, Zareth's voice rumbled like distant thunder. You are late. Alia steadied her breathing. Docking lane interference delayed the shuttle. You can verify the traffic logs. A few nearby traders froze. No one corrected a Varkon captain. Zareth stepped forward slowly. The floor seemed to feel it. You speak boldly for something so fragile. Before she could react, his massive hand clamped around her forearm. Gasps echoed through the cargo bay. Varkon grip pressure could bend alloy. Alia's wrist should have snapped instantly. Her face tightened in pain, but she didn't cry out. Release me, she said quietly. Zareth squeezed harder. And that's when the faint blue band around Alia's wrist began to glow. Soft at first. Then brighter. Security drones hovering near the ceiling shifted position. Their optics turned red. Zareth didn't notice. He only saw a human girl daring to hold eye contact. Then Alia whispered one word. Warning. 10 seconds later, Captain Zareth would understand something the galaxy had forgotten. Humans don't need to look strong. The blue light pulsed once. Alia didn't move. But the station did. Zareth felt it first, a faint vibration beneath his boots. The glowing band on Alia's wrist wasn't decorative. It was standard-issue human coalition tech. Most species thought humans relied too much on machines. They never understood why. Explain, Zareth demanded, tightening his grip again. Alia winced, then looked up at him, calm despite the pain. You're applying 640 newtons of force, she said evenly. My band is calibrated for distress. A sharp metallic click echoed from above. For security drones descended in perfect formation, their emitters charging with a rising hum. Red targeting beams locked onto Zareth's armor joints, precise, surgical. The cargo bay fell silent. Zareth finally loosened his grip, slightly. You threaten me with toys, he growled. Alia's voice stayed steady. No. I'm protecting myself. The wristband flared brighter. A holographic display projected in midair, Station Law Code, Article 7, Physical coercion of coalition personnel triggers automated response. Zareth's soldiers stepped back. Human law does not rule Varkans, Zareth snapped. It does here, Alia replied. The drones fired. Not lethal, but devastating. Focused concussive pulses struck Zareth's chest plate and knee joints. The impact forced him backward. His armor systems sparked as stabilizers failed. In less than 3 seconds, the mighty Varkon captain hit the floor. Hard. Shock rippled across the bay. Alia slowly pulled her arm free. A red mark circled her wrist, but her posture remained straight. Zareth tried to rise. The drones charged again. Stand down, Alia said calmly. They powered down instantly. And for the first time, the strongest warrior on Virex-9 looked up at a human. And understood he had miscalculated. The cargo bay remained silent. Captain Zareth lay on the cold metal floor, armor flickering as internal systems recalibrated. Around him, traders and soldiers watched, not with fear of the Varkon, but with a new awareness of the human standing before him. Alia flexed her wrist slowly. It hurt. It would bruise. But she didn't look angry. She stepped forward, not aggressively, just enough to close the distance. "You could have asked," she said quietly. Zaratha's heavy breathing echoed inside his helmet. "You set a trap." "No," Alya replied. "I followed protocol." The holographic law code still hovered between them. Cold. Unemotional. Clear. The Varkon captain pushed himself up to one knee. His soldiers didn't move to help him, pride forbade it. "You are small," he said, voice lower now. "Yet you stand without fear." Alya gave a faint, tired smile. "We learned a long time ago that strength isn't about who can crush harder." She glanced up at the drones. "It's about building systems so no one has to." The words lingered. Humans had entered the galactic stage not with the largest ships or the strongest warriors, but with laws, networks, alliances, technology woven together like invisible armor. Zarath slowly rose to his feet. The cargo bay tensed. He looked down at Alya, not with anger now, but calculation. Then, to everyone's shock, he placed a fist over his chest. A Varkon sign of respect. "I misjudged your species," he admitted. Alya nodded once. "A lot of people do." The station slowly returned to motion. Conversations resumed, quieter this time. Because something had shifted. Not fear. Understanding. Humans did not dominate through intimidation. They endured. They adapted. And when necessary, they stood their ground. Respect from a Varkon captain should have ended it. But power shifts never go unnoticed. High above Cargo Bay 12, inside the station's observation deck, another pair of eyes had been watching. Commander Threxel of the Karth Dominion leaned back slowly, claws tapping against the console. His species had ruled trade routes long before humans ever left their solar system. "A defensive response network," he murmured. "Integrated with station law." His aide flicked through data streams. Human coalition systems now control 43% of automated enforcement across Virex-9. Threxel's eyes narrowed. "So the humans don't win fights," he said softly. "They redesign the battlefield." Below, Alya was filing her incident report with steady hands. The bruise on her wrist had darkened, but her voice remained professional. Captain Zarath stood nearby, silent. "Why did you not retaliate further?" he finally asked her. Alya paused. "I could have escalated it," she admitted. "The drones are capable of more." Zarath studied her carefully. "But you did not." She met his gaze. "Because this wasn't about defeating you." At that exact moment, every light in Cargo Bay 12 flickered. Once. Twice. Then the entire station dimmed. Alarms began to pulse, not security alarms. Power grid alarms. Across Virex-9, human coalition systems started going offline. Security drones dropped from the air, lifeless. The blue glow on Alya's wrist vanished. Commander Threxel's voice echoed across the bay through the station speakers. "Let us see," he said calmly, "how strong humans are, without their systems." Zarath slowly turned his head toward Alya. For the first time. She didn't have technology backing her. And this time, the challenge wasn't personal. It was political. Darkness swallowed Cargo Bay 12. The hum of machines, gone. The drones, silent heaps of metal on the floor. The blue glow on Alya's wrist, dead. Only emergency strips along the floor flickered faintly. Commander Threxel's voice echoed again through the station. "Your technology made you bold, human. Now let us observe you without it." Across the bay, traders panicked. Some species relied entirely on automated atmosphere stabilizers and gravity regulators, both now fluctuating. Alya felt the floor tilt slightly as artificial gravity stuttered. This wasn't a demonstration. It was a power play. Captain Zarath looked down at her. This was the moment many expected: retaliation, dominance, humiliation. Instead, Alya moved. "Cargo bay manual overrides," she said quickly, scanning the dark. "They're analog. Hardwired." Zareth blinked. "Primitive systems. Resilient systems." She sprinted toward a wall panel and ripped it open manually. Inside were physical switches, old Earth-style mechanical controls the Coalition insisted on installing in every shared station. "Why?" Zareth demanded, stepping closer. "Because systems fail," she replied, flipping the first lever. Half the emergency lights stabilized. She grabbed a handheld comm unit, also analog frequency. "All personnel, proceed to manual gravity anchors. Follow the floor strips. Stay calm." Her voice carried, steady, controlled. Zareth turned toward his soldiers. "Assist evacuation. Now." They obeyed instantly. Within minutes, chaos shifted into coordination. Species that had never worked together were suddenly moving in rhythm, guided by one human voice. High above, Commander Threxel watched power metrics slowly stabilize through manual redundancies. He leaned forward. "They prepared for this?" his aide whispered. "No," Threxel said quietly. "They evolved for it." Back in the cargo bay, Alya exhaled as gravity normalized. Zareth approached her again, but this time, there was no pride in his posture. Only wreck.